Hey Virgos, welcome back to my channel. Guys, if you are new here, welcome. And if you are returning, thanks so much for supporting the channel. I'm going to go ahead and get your ancestors and angels message. Now, this is a general message, so it may not resonate with everyone. Just take what resonates for you, Virgos, and leave the rest. Anybody interested in a personal reading, my information is always down below. Thanks to those who do reach out for those, and thanks to those who donate to the channel. And to those of you who do subscribe, it's very much appreciated. So I do hope that everybody is doing well, okay? But Spirit, what do we have from our Virgos here today? What is the message from their ancestors and angels? What is the strongest energy here? My Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, North Node, and Venus. So I'm going to get 3 cards just to try and see where some of you guys' energy is at this time. What is going on with some of my Virgos? And 2 more. And 1 more. Okay, I see 4 cards. Bottom of the deck. Okay, it wants to come out. Hey. The bottom of the deck, I was going to say, I see happiness. It says, I am aware that being happy means that I am on the right path. Okay, Virgos. Now, I do see perseverance. It says, I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. You also have humor. Okay, so it says, I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. You have gratitude. It says, I am thankful for this life and the opportunities that it presents. And the last one, you have empathy. It says, I am open to seeing both sides of the situation. So Virgos, just from these 5 cards that I've read, it is really saying to me that a lot of you are in a good space. It looks like there's laughter, there is fun around some of you, right? It looks like you're pushing through tasks and things like that, facing things head on. Perseverance is that energy of not giving up. And not only are you doing that, but you're in the energy of gratitude. So very much being grateful. So this is good. So let's see what they want to speak to you about, because I don't see any problems here yet. What is the message for Virgo? Maybe this is going to be a message to kind of just encourage you to keep going, right? Giving you confirmation that you are on the right path. If you feel good within yourself, then you're going in the right direction. What do we have for Virgo? Can I get a card for now and a card for going forward? And going forward. Look at that. Bottom of the deck, you've got gratitude again. As I notice and appreciate my blessings, I open the door to more of God's gifts. So the first card that came out, we have boundaries. It says, I am clear and honest with others about my expectations. And then going forward, we have truth. And it's not only making me think, yes, you're putting up boundaries with people. It's giving that energy, you teaching people how to treat you, right? If you know your worth, it's either they better know your worth or they can go elsewhere. But you're standing in your truth. So are some of you learning to speak up for yourself? It says, I am lovingly honest with myself and others. So again, that energy of almost like that kind approach, right? We don't always have to use aggression and anger and things like that to get our point across. So let us get the meanings. Boundaries. So boundaries, yeah, boundaries is on page number 19, which could be significant, or 91, but it does boil down to a 10. It's almost giving that energy of enough is enough, right? So it says, since God doesn't make victims, this card answers you not to act like one in any way. This is a message of self-empowerment. Instead of blaming others passively, it says, convey your expectations and true feelings to them. Stand up for yourself. even if you risk conflict and confrontation. It says, you can ask God, Jesus, and Mother Mary to guide your words so that you can maintain your boundaries from a standpoint of love instead of fear. Didn't we just say that? It says others will respect you for being assertive and you will respect yourself more. It says too, because you're treating yourself lovingly. So what is truth? Now, truth is on page 97, could be significant, or 79. Boils down to a 16, which also boils down to a 7, which is that energy of kind of like boundaries. It's given the 7 of Wands, right? I'm hearing someone say no more lies. You're not accepting no more excuses from someone. But the 7 of Wands does talk about standing your ground, right? Fighting for things that you believe in, even if it's just your own beliefs. So, 97. So it says truth. It says you drew this card because some truth is being hidden. Oh, didn't I just say about the 7 of Swords, no more lies? It says, most likely you are the one hiding it from yourself. Okay. It says, how do you really feel about your present situation? It says this card consoles you to take an honest inventory. It says admitting your most vulnerable feelings to yourself. If someone isn't being forthright with you, it says you'll know within your heart. It says the first person who comes to mind is probably involved in this dishonesty. Sometimes people aren't truthful because their fears of conflict make them people pleasers. It says other times dishonesty stems from a lack mentality. It says arising when individuals believe that they have to take what they want because there is not enough to go around. It says take the time to sit quietly in meditation and ask God and the Holy Spirit to reveal the truth about your present situation. Although truth has a subjective compound, it says, and opinions about the same situation will vary from person to person, then there's a need for greater honesty in order to heal and resolve the present situation. So, okay, now it's making me kind of feel like there may be a Virgo in here where this is maybe something that you need to do, right? Maybe like the card says, you're being dishonest with yourself by kind of putting up with things, by kind of, like it says, people pleasing, wanting people to see you in a certain way or a certain light, or Spirit says enough of that. It's like enough of that. It's time for you to get on your path. If you have to do all of that for a certain person where you can't be your authentic self, then surely there's something wrong. But I'm hearing something about strings attached. Okay. What is this for Virgo? What does Virgo need to know? Why is boundaries here? That's family energy. You have the 10 of Pentacles. And this talks about a very happy family life. It says financial security. It says finding magic in the little things. Now, some of you do, right? You may be in this 10 of Pentacles energy. You could be financially stable or secure. This 10 of Pentacles is also giving that energy where some of you may be kind of like living your legacy almost here. But again, some of you may need to put up boundaries with family, things like that, especially when it comes to money and finances. Coming out sideways, can talk about a blockage, and it landed straight on empathy. And it's a 3 of air, which is a 3 of swords, okay? This could be a blockage for somebody here because the 3 of swords here, it talks about great sadness, right? Sorrow, loss, grief. It says take time to heal. It says the need to forgive yourself and others. So I don't know. With it landing on empathy, and empathy saying I'm open to seeing both sides of a situation. So I don't know if there is something here that someone needs to look at from both angles, right? Show me more about the 3 of air. Release. Number 13. Something here that someone just needs to let go. Move on. This talks about Scorpio energy, but it also talks about endings, bring new beginnings. It's almost like someone here may have to trust the process. But it says the end of a phase or situation. It says spiritual transformation. It says time to move on. Give me one more on that 3 of air. Yeah, someone may be holding on to something due to ego or pride. Give me one on 3 of air. Yes, and there, look at that. After all right, after the death card energy, look what comes out. And it's a number 12 or 21 could be significant, but it boils down to a 3. And the 3 of Wands talks about moving forward, progression. I'm hearing there's something better coming your way. But the card that came out is awakening. Maybe someone here went through something so it can kind of catapult them onto their path. So they can kind of open their eyes and realize, okay, moving forward, when you're building relationships with people, make sure you have your boundaries up from the beginning. And I'm not saying come across cold-hearted or anything like that, but pay attention to the signs. What signs did you miss in this last situation that made you end up in the 3 of Swords? It says, look at things from a different perspective. It says a temporary standstill. It says it's important to be yourself. So, let's see what's the energy is going forward, right? Show me going forward. What is truth? The truth is that the sun will come out tomorrow. The sun card. Number 19 or 91 could be significant here, but it boils down to a 10. So lots of energy saying, hey, listen, something's over. There's nothing we can do about it. Are you going to let it keep you stuck and stagnant? Or are you going to take that energy and you're going to transmute it? It says happy outcome. It says brilliant new ideas that lead to success. It says have confidence in yourself. Show me more. Yeah. You got the Emperor coming out here. This is boss energy. This is stepping into your power, leadership. I'm going to take all that experience that I have under my belt, all the things that I went through. And what are you going to take and do? What are you going to build with that? The Emperor is someone who builds empires. But this is also giving me energy here, Virgos. I don't know if I'm speaking to masculines. Take it how it resonates. But you could be maybe a little bit stubborn at this time. I was looking at the way he's folding his arms. But it says organization and logic. It says structure and discipline. Leadership. I'm looking at this number 4 as well. So I don't know if something, like I said, has something to do with a marriage, a relationship, a home situation, or just family. But I'm also hearing Spirit say some of you need to get your home organized. Show me more. You have the King of Air landed on the 3 of Air. So some of you could be overthinking a situation. You may have air highly aspected in your chart, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini energy. Or this could be someone that you're dealing with, Virgos. But it talks about speaking your mind with confidence. It says seek out professional advice. It says balance mental and emotional considerations. Yeah, I was just looking at that advert. Maybe some of you need like a vacation or just a weekend away or a day pampering yourself. But heavy energy of speaking up. Who is this King of Air? What is the King of Air? The King of Water. Ooh, and the Knight of Water. A lot of masculine energy, but the Emperor is out here. So, and the Emperor does embody all the masculines, okay? All the kings. I feel like for some of my Virgos, if this isn't you, someone may be coming towards you to speak how they feel. And I don't know, with this truth, this could be an energy where Spirit is saying, hey, listen, maybe you should hear someone out. Maybe something would really work out for you, okay? Don't let the past hold you back. King of Water, it says, open your heart and mind to those around you. It says trustworthy and heartfelt advice. It says charity work. But even this King of Water has his arms crossed. Someone's holding back some sort of emotions and they may be acting out because of it. Knight of Water, it says falling in love or a wedding proposal. It says the need to balance emotions. It says an invitation to a social event. So this could be like a social event that is filled with like laughter and fun, with these energies out here, happiness and humor. I am open to seeing both sides of the situation if this is about somebody coming towards you. Let somebody have their say. And then use your discernment from there. Yeah, Ace of Air. But you've got the Nine of Fire right behind it. And this talks about not giving up. And then you have the Ten of Water right behind that. And the Nine of Water and the High Priestess and the Queen of Air. Listen to your intuition. Some of you, you may have been getting some sort of downloads or dreams that something's going to happen really soon, or someone's going to reach out to you, or you may even know exactly who it is. Like I said, maybe you should hear somebody out. But okay. So give me a card from Archangel Michael. So it looks like that's what they wanted to talk to you about today, Virgos. Letting love in. Releasing the past. Letting go of heartache. Looking forward to the future. Some of you putting up boundaries. Knowing your worth. Three cards. What do we have for Virgo? All right, so I see one coming in the reverse, and it says spend more time outdoors. Some of you need to get out more. It says, thank you for motivating me to spend more time outdoors and for helping me relax and enjoy connecting with nature. It was in the reverse. Yeah, I'm hearing get outside. I see some of you like, I don't know, maybe you're talking to children as well. But look at that. Yeah, you have romance angels are helping you. It says, dear guardian angels of my soulmate. It says, thank you for preparing my soulmate and me for love and giving us the motivation to make helpful life changes and for arranging us to meet. It says, thank you for helping us recognize each other and have courage to say hello so that we can eventually devour into a truly intimate relationship. Could be somebody new. Give me one more card. You have, this is your life purpose, which is interesting because that's the deck that we're going towards next. And I don't usually take these out, but something said to take it out this week. So I don't know if some of you are having a little bit confusion in terms of direction, in terms of career, business, what you should be doing, what direction you want to go in. Should you, invest in this, invest in that? What is your direction? We'll see if we can get you some answers. So it says, Archangel Michael, it says, you know the details of my divine life purpose, and I ask you to help me be aligned with my goals. It says, please clearly guide my actions so that I am taking the best steps to fully manifest my wonderful and meaningful career. Bottom of the day, you have you and your loved ones are safe and keep your eyes on the target. Yeah, and believe and trust. So give me a few cards from the Life Purpose deck. Because So I don't know if some of you are just kind of like, when it comes to your career and business and things, you're just kind of not feeling satisfied, but you're still kind of going with the flow. Some of you, it's almost like you're not using your full potential, whatever that means. Strongest energy here for my Virgos. What they need to know. You have trust. It says trust your feelings and dreams to guide your career path. You have crystals. It says your connection to crystals and gemstones is a channel for healing energy. Some of you meant to be like Reiki healers or something. And healers come in all different shapes and forms, right? Show me more. Okay, we have let go. It says walk away from this situation in order to resolve it. I think that's the second time I've seen let go. What did we just have? Was it Archangel Michael? Oh, it was detached from the situation. Okay. And 3 more cards. Some of you, this makes me feel like you ain't going to step into your life purpose until, like it says, you release something. Forgive it. Move on. Focus on you. You have support. It says your life purpose fully supports you. And that is sitting with trust. And don't he look like he's almost struggling or he's upset about something? He's kind of got his head bowed down. But I do also notice that he has wings. So it kind of makes me want to say, you know, something difficult, like I said, is going to help somebody to get onto the path that they're supposed to be on. Maybe someone here was ignoring the warnings and maybe Spirit had to step in with a tower moment. So you have practice. It says polish your skills by practicing regularly. You have options. It says consider the career. It says consider the career possibilities that you are open to. So that makes me think of something that I said earlier. Yeah, some of you may need to let some sort of work. Listen, I'm not telling anybody to leave their job or anything. You're going to know if the message is for you. This would have been niggling at you for a while. I don't feel happy here. Or something's always going wrong. The boss is a bit weird, right? Or the co-worker's always jealous and they try to isolate me, try to make me feel some type of way. You have another purpose. You've got music at the bottom of the deck and time to decide. Now, music could be giving you some sort of clues. Some of you may do something in music. Maybe you have a really good connection to music. It says your connection to music is healing for yourself and others. Some of you may sing. Why do I see like somebody? Why do I see like someone singing in front of like an old person? I mean, maybe you entertain or something like that, help out with the elderly, like maybe old people's homes, or maybe you even sing to like your own parents if they're elderly, and or grandparents or something like that. But someone's got a beautiful voice that or you could even sing to a child that calms them down. Spirit, give me a card from the Love and Light. So I'm not going to make these too long today, Virgos, okay? So I do hope that you get something from the message. If you do hit the thumbs up for me. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so you know when I upload. Now give me a card from the Love and Light. You have look at life from a higher perspective. It says getting wisdom is the wisest thing you can do. And then you have speak words of love at the bottom of the deck. So look at life from a higher perspective. And that is on page 65 or 56, boils down to an 11. And that makes me feel like coming into alignment. But let's see. 65. So it says, sometimes, like all of us, you may get swept along in the ebb and the flow of life. It says, reacting to outside circumstances instead of taking charge. That's why it's important to view your life from a higher perspective and tap into the pearls of wisdom that God offers. It says, pausing before making a decision will help you to see things more clearly. Focus upon following God's right path. It says, for you rather than God's right path for you, rather than getting caught up in other people's opinions. Often we need to take to higher ground so we can truly observe our situation objectively. It says being honest with ourselves can be challenging, as there are aspects we'd rather not see. It says, however, when we pray for guidance, the answers will appear on our path and the path will become clear. It says we all have the ability to access divine wisdom. It says pray to God to remind you to pause and listen before taking action. It says don't turn your back on wisdom, for she will protect you. Love her and she will guard you. It says getting wisdom is the wisest thing you can do. It says Proverbs, is that 4, verse 6 to 7. There's something here about somebody taking some sort of action without getting all the information. I don't know if someone here is feeling guilty about something. But give me a card from Isis for my Virgos. So you have entered... Damn. You have entered the chamber of healing. It says healing in the divine chamber of the Lady Isis. Step in. Yeah, someone needs to heal from something. Yeah, you got truths unveiled at the bottom of the deck. But it was divine intervention with divine guardian. I don't know if something has to do with some sort of spell work with this magic and ritual. But let us get the meaning. Enter the chamber of healing. And that is on page 54. Or 45 could be significant. Boils down to a 9. The wounded warrior. Your very first card out was perseverance. Resilience. Push through something. Don't see it as it broke you. See it as it was part of something that made you, right? Like I said, life is like a journey. You got to get all the pieces together. And some of those pieces are painful, but only to make you stronger, more wiser. And not only that, but so maybe for some of you, so you can go forward and actually help people that maybe have been through similar things. If you know you pulled yourself out from some sort of rabbit hole, right? And you know how bad that situation was for you, and you got yourself out of it, then you know that you can maybe go forward and identify when someone else is in a rabbit hole. And you'll think to yourself, do you know what? I was in something, even if it isn't similar. I was in a bad situation and look where I am now. Let me try and help this person. Let me give them a word of advice. Where was I? 54. And I'm not going to read the whole thing because it's very lengthy. But it says, a spiritual gift of healing is coming to you now. It says, be open without expectation or pre-convinced notions and allow the healing from the Lady Isis, mistress of magic, to help you find the best solution for your situation. That does not appear to be as it should be. It says, take your time and create space into which her magic and energy can flow. it says, expect your miracle. So the incarnation is healing comes, healing flows, healing blossoms, and it shows. I thank Lady Isis for her love and light, her healing gift through spiritual night. Brings me now to the light of this day, and healing blossoms without delay. Just reading that makes me almost want to say, gratitude for life. Could things be worse? Yeah, it could. You could have not woken up this morning. But by the grace of the Father, you are here. So try to make the best of life, okay? For whoever I'm speaking to. But Virgos, that is what I've picked up here today. So I do hope that something has resonated with you guys. If it has, I do ask that you like, share, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when I upload. But if this is where we part, stay safe. Love and light, Virgo.